boom.
Boy, Malik Davis running the market.
Yeah, boy. Trying to get him a check.
Ain't he a Gator?
Yeah.
Thought so.
So
He a poor man. He a poor man Zeke. I mean, he ain't what Zeke was, but he could be what Zeke is.
that's still a pretty high compliment though. To be a poor man Zeke.
Yeah, that's decent.
All right, so that link is in the chat, brothers. So y'all do what y'all do, and I'll do that too. Bars, you caught that? I'm not playing out here. We need that. We need that deal.
Me and Kerry used to freestyle for 10 minutes.
Man, real talk. Real, give us a deal. And really, we need a revolt deal. I want to go ahead and say that out loud. We manifesting that.
Revolt. Oh, that'll be right there.
We manifesting that.
How many people you think know that Revolt is owned by what's the name?
Diddy, Puff Daddy.
Yeah, Puff Daddy.
I don't know. I didn't know that, actually.
I didn't know.
That's good. He's staying low key, making all the money.
All the monies. Ciroc, Revolt. What else he got going? He got all kinds of
tequila.
He got a cognac out too. Talking about he trying to take out Hennessy.
He in that yike.
Yeah. Alcohol is definitely a powerful business.
For real. For real. Y'all let me know when y'all ready, and then we get rocking and rolling.
Yeah, ready we are.
All right.
Hey, Kara, can you hear?
What's up?
Can you hear the TV in the background, or am I good?
No, you good, brother.
Y'all hear it here in the background for me as well, because I got there's people in the house and stuff.
Nah, we good.
Oh, we good. Everybody sound clear to me.
Yeah, we good. We ready to cook. So let's go ahead and get it rocking and rolling. So for our viewers, this is our mission statement. We are the #1 mentorship for mindset development, career ascension, education, and leadership cultivation. My DNA is we are authentic. We respect all sex, race, religion, political views, and preference because we for all people, we positive. So this is helping people unlock that light. We like to have a great sense of humor. As y'all know, week after week, we bring y'all content to be able to help you guys grow with us as we go on this journey to become better people, better men, better fathers, better uncles, cousins, et cetera, et cetera. And we bring on great people. And today we have done the exact same thing that we always do for y'all. So welcome back to the BLI podcast, baby. It's your boy K Sloan here with two of the homies. We missing one of them.
Jay Jones, Nate, they gotta do it for Nate G H-Town, but long too.
Yeah. Nate G out of there, but he with us in spirit. We kind of sprung this one going, so he with us. And then
he okay, y'all. Ain't nothing wrong with it. He said he was in spirit, like something wrong with y'all.
Man, spiritually always with us. You know what I'm saying? We get some spiritual experience.
Make it clear, everybody know he all right.
He still
taking care of home.
He good. And then Mr. Liftigo, you wanna
if you know, you know. He ain't gonna say nothing. He ain't gonna say nothing.
That's the wise, the wop, and the wisdom right there. That's the wisdom of the podcast. And then yeah, man. Our guest here, we would love to have him introduce himself to you guys. You can see his name in the corner, but he can do a lot better job kind of giving y'all a feeling of who he is, and then we'll get rocking and rolling.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate the invite, Kerry. We met at where did we meet? We met at an event in Killeen, right?
Black Chamber of Commerce event. Yeah.
Black Chamber of Commerce. Awesome. Yeah. Just we just kind of linked up there. You had a really good impression on me just the way you carried yourself. So we had to link, and one thing led to another. Now I'm extremely grateful to be on this podcast. So again, my name is Aaron Putu. I am a licensed life insurance broker. I specialize in teaching people how they can save, make, and protect money. Just a little bit about my background. I'm a first generational American. So my parents are from Congo, Kinshasa. So my dad's military, my mom's a full-time pastor. And, my biggest thing and the reason why I got in the industry, honestly, was just to be able to create wealth. Just from my background alone, we didn't really come from money. But I always knew that, just working for somebody for the rest of my life was not going to bring me and my family financial freedom.
Mm.
So I had to find a way for me to be in a position where I can have control over my time and control of how much money I can make. And I knew that 9 to 5 for the rest of my life was not going to do that. So I got in this industry I've been in for a little over 4 years now, and I work for myself. I can proudly say that. And my next goal is to be able to retire my mom and be able to help more people do the same if they choose to do that too. So I'm excited to be here, be able to give you guys value and tell you a little bit more about myself and different things like that.
Y'all hiring?
I mean, I am looking for people, man. I'm expanding, so.
Yeah.
Hey, and where you say? I'm sorry, I heard it, but where are you from? Like, can you tell us where you from? Because I want the people to know that. Yeah.
So I was born in Maryland, so I'm DMV, but I live in Texas, so I claim Texas. But my family's from Congo, so Central Africa.
Hey.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, representing, and we vibed on that tip too with the immigrant background. You know what I'm saying? Like I vibed on that tip with you too, because my mama's Jamaican, so that's why I was like, when you said it the other day, I was like, oh yeah, bro. I like for sure that. Got to do a podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah. DeMarcus, why you got that look on your face, bro? Like you just thinking through 10 things, or the Cowboys getting waxed?
No, they're not. They're up 10-0 because you're just trying to talk noise.
10-0. Hey, look.
I'm just shooting shots.
Worry about your own team.
My bad, man. My bad.
You need it. There's a lot more work.
Nothing about the Bears that happens.
So we have this very intellectual young man that's come in, and he's going to share with the people how they can unlock that life, man, through life insurance, also known as death insurance by a lot of people. My mom, I remember, like we talked about before, the stigma around life insurance. I want to kind of attack that, and I guess what made you kind of get into that industry, and how have you helped people shift that mindset around life insurance not being death insurance? Because a lot of that, everybody just like, man, like, why I'm gonna get that for? Like, when I'm dead, I'm dead. Like, I don't need it. So, how have you helped shift that narrative in your clients and things like that?
Absolutely. So just kind of like you said, I mean, I come from a background where, we're immigrants, right? So even for ourselves, we don't really have that conversation about like generational wealth, life insurance. Like, we also think that life insurance is death insurance, but that's a misconception, because life insurance is about your life, not about your death. That's not what they don't call it death insurance, right? So I remember one time I talked to my dad about life insurance. The first thing he looked at me, he's like, life insurance, you're trying to eliminate me in my house. I'm like, what? Hey, look, I'm not trying to kill you, Dad. Like, that's not what I'm trying to do. You gotta leave. No, he wasn't trying to hear that. But it's just a lack of education about it, even for myself. Like, I didn't know anything about it, because we're young. Like, we don't think about death, like mortality. Like, we want to live a long life, we want to be able to have experiences life. But one thing that a friend of mine, he kind of sat down and educated me on, how well people use life insurance. And I was like, for me, when I first heard it, I was like, there's no way. But he explained to me like popular businesses that actually survive because of a life insurance policy. There was this one company, you guys may have heard of it. It's kind of popular. They make like a lot of shows, Disney. So Disney, fun fact, they actually looked this up. Fun fact, Walt Disney actually didn't have enough money to start his business. So he couldn't get a loan from a bank. He couldn't get a loan from his friends. So what he actually had was a life insurance policy he was able to borrow money from to start his business. And since he did that, today, Disney's one of the biggest brands in the world because of a life insurance policy. And he didn't have to die for him to access that. Same for companies like JCPenney. And there's a really nice restaurants like 5-star. I think Kerry probably been there before. It's called McDonald's. And they also, the founder also uses life insurance policy, borrowed money from it to pay his employees until it became one of the biggest, fast food chains in the world. So, and that all came from while the person was alive. They didn't have to die for them to be able to use that.
Yeah.
Okay. You're gonna find out. I asked a lot of questions. So how do you pay the life insurance back?
It really depends, right? So here's the thing with life insurance, right? Everything also, with every policy, that's why I also do a lot of one-on-ones, because with life insurance, it's not like you can do like a loan from a bank, right? But the way that people use or leverage their life insurance is that they will just take a loan from the life insurance, just give them a call. Hey, they can give you the money back, but it's not like a bank where you have to pay them back every single month. It's by annual basis. So every year, then they'll give you that interest, but you can just pay that back whenever you want.
So I got a question about that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So you saying that I can essentially get a life insurance policy, right?
Mm-hmm.
From getting that life insurance policy, I could borrow against it, kind of do like Walton did, start a business, and then I can pay back whenever I want the bank.
Correct.
Whenever I want.
Correct. So now there's some different stipulations, different things like that. We always advise people, give it a few years. We usually say give it 10 years, mainly because with insurance, again, it's not like we don't recommend for people, because a lot of people are really getting hyped to the, oh, it's infinite bank. You kind of use whenever you want. But one thing I always tell people, if you don't really have good savings habits, or if you don't really have enough money where you can kind of use it that way, it's not for that, right? It's really good for more of long-term where you're putting your money away and it's building interest over time. So you can kind of use it in kind of in a conservative way. But some people think it's like, oh, it's a kind of meal ticket. I can just get this and then, well, that's not the way it works, because you got to qualify for it and it has to be structured the right way, which is why, experts like myself have to get licensed and know what we're doing so the person can be properly taken care of. So I've seen people who just get life insurance policy and get super happy. Oh, I can just borrow it from the next day, but they're not properly educated. So what happens is when they get those policies, it basically explodes on them. So which means that they no longer have life insurance because that person did not structure it the right way, where they can continue keeping the policy and kind of use it in the way that they're really looking for to use it.
Okay. And then month after month, they still have to pay that premium, and now you don't have life insurance. So you just, I can see that being an issue. I can see it being an issue.
So that's what you think.
I can see a lot of people saying, well, I'm just going to go get $1 million life insurance policy and take out some money on.
Right. So, I mean, shoot, hopefully they don't do that, but but there's different types of life insurance policies out there. There's something called, there's a whole life, that's more of a permanent policy. There's something called term. So there's no one that's better than the other. Everything is really dependent on the person, right? Because people get term mainly because, hey, if you own a home or if you have kids, different things like that, and you want to make sure, hey, you know what, if something were to happen to me at any time, obviously not saying anything would, but if something were to happen to me and my family, I want to make sure that they're not left with debt and they can at least have something so they can adjust financially. We had a client, it was like 2 years ago. It was a young lady. She was like 38 years old, single mom, and she only had life insurance through her job. So just like what we do, we just really educate people the kind of the difference. Number one, 96% of employers only pay out the life insurance claim if they were to pass away on the clock. Right. The second thing is if they were to get laid off or they were to get fired or different things like that, they no longer have that life insurance because they don't own it. The company owns it. It's group life, right? And then the last thing is if they only have their policy, it's only maybe to, let's say, 1 to 3 years worth of their salary. So it's not enough to really sustain a family. A family needs at least 5 to 10 years of income so they can be properly taken care of. So after we educated her on that, we found her even a term policy, $30 a month, $250,000. 4 months after she got the policy, she gives my partners a call. It's like, hey, just want to let you know, I just got out of hospital. We're like, what's going on? You were just fine 4 months ago. Apparently, within 4 months of her getting the policy, her family, the doctor told her she was diagnosed with breast cancer. 4 months after she got the policy. But because the type of companies that we work with, different things like that, there's something called living benefits. So if you have any illnesses such as cancer or any chronic illnesses or anything that will kind of stop you from working, each company has their own list of things of that. They actually paid her $250,000 to take care of herself. So looking from us, it's like, man, how many GoFundMes have I seen where family members or people who I know or people that I just say, hey, so-and-so got a stroke. We can't afford the medical bills, or so-and-so got cancer, or so-and-so, was able, couldn't put themselves in their family in a position where, we could take care of our bills. We got to sell our house or sell our cars or sell our assets just to survive or pay for this bill. So that's where life insurance comes in to play where, hey, yeah, maybe it's not maybe like the one that you can have for, we could use as a bank, but it's important because the longer people live, the more prone they're getting sick than they are dying.
Right. I like that you said that. And I kind of want to segue even from that into like, so could you break down the different types, like I guess, the big ones, so that we know the ones that we can borrow against, or the ones that's gonna pay us out, if we get terminally ill, or maybe if our child gets terminally ill or something like that. Like, could you break that down a little bit for us?
Yeah. So I'm gonna kind of talk about like there's two kind of main types I want to go into. There's like term and there's permanent. So term, that's more of, hey, let me protect my assets, right? Or if you own a business, or if you have a home, or if you have a lot of debt, you're gonna say, hey, okay, I want to make sure that my family does not suffer in case something happens to me. That's what term is for, right? To take care of your family, God forbid something were to happen to you. Now, the companies I work for, I can't talk for any companies, I'm not gonna name any names, but there's something that comes with living benefits. So living benefits is super, super important. So if you do have life insurance, definitely ask your agent if there's living benefits in there. That's what there's three main ones to look for: terminal illness, chronic illness, and critical illness. Terminal, that just means, hey, if the doctor says you only have 24 months to live, they're actually able to pay you up to the full amount of whatever the coverage amount. So if it's like $1 million life insurance, it can pay you up to that million just to take care of yourself, right? Chronic, that's more of, hey, if you can't do, let's say, if you can do 2 out of the 6 day living activities, such as eating, bathing, dressing, toileting, continence, transferring. If you can't perform 2 out of 6, they're actually going to pay you every single month until you get better. And the last one is what they call critical illness, which is your strokes, cancer, transplants, different things like that you're able to use, right? Now, it's not only for term, but even permanent policies, what we call either whole life, or we call index universal life. Permanent policies are policies where it's completely different from term, where it lasts your entire life, right? Now, with the way that permanent policies work, they work whereas when you're making your payments every month, it goes into 2 different buckets. So one, you're paying for, so because you're still buying life insurance, and the rest of the money is going to the account that's compounding interest every single year. And that money is what you're able to use for your business, or for whatever you want to use it for, different things like that. For one example, one of my business partners, they used to have a car dealership, and in their car dealership, they invested about 80 grand in there. They lost it. So what somebody was able to tell them, or what they should have done, was, hey, if you would have took that same $80,000 and put it into a life insurance policy, and then you borrow that money from your life insurance policy, invest in your business, if you lose that money, or your business fails, you didn't really lose your money, because it's still in your life insurance policy built interest. So, and that was like 5 years ago. Today, they would have made back what they've lost. When I heard that, and when I saw the numbers, it was like, man, like, why don't we know about this? It's like a cheat code. It's like, man, I didn't know you can leverage it in that way, where it's like, you can actually still have some type of money, even though that you used it. So different things like that.
That's okay. I can say I am not educated on this. I've always had life insurance. I currently have life insurance through Fidelity.
Mm-hmm.
But I honestly tell you, Doc, I'm 38 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always used it as a sense of, if I perish from this earth, that my family will not struggle. Somebody will have some money to keep paying the house, or pay the house off, or whatever it may be. Now, I've heard there was a big company, I was trying to quickly look it up, that a lot of people got involved with. It was the first time I first heard term life insurance. I think it was Prime America. Prime America. And, a lot of people were making money off of it, but it was like a triangle scheme, and it was to get other people on. And that was the first time I heard term life insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because of social media, Instagram, and following some other people, I'm starting to hear a lot of people that, I'll be honest, I'm starting to hear a lot of Black people that make money off of insurance. And I'm the type of person, if I don't know, I try to find out. I have a friend that has done basically what you told. Like, he had this policy for so long that he was able to borrow against it and grow it, and set up something that made compound interest, so that when he paid it back, he's not robbing Peter to pay Sam, or however the saying
Right.
But I'll truly tell you, man, I don't know enough about it. And I believe when we are ignorant or fearful about something, if we don't have the tools to feel comfortable in investing in it or investing our time or investing our money into it, we just stay away from it.
Exactly.
I'm glad you came on because I guess you give me like a trusting factor to where I can ask questions or whatever. But what's the difference between the Ponzi scheme or the pyramid scheme that I feel that Palm America was using versus what term life insurance is really about? Because I feel like a lot of people dump now that you say this, I feel like a lot of people dump money into these policies. Somebody's making this money. And then if they just paying off the death benefit, then if this money is making interest and you paying $250,000 over so many years and it's made that much interest, man, somebody making millions and millions of dollars and just giving you, you know, the principal, which is whatever it started with.
So to kind of answer your question, so one, I'm not a part of Primerica, and one thing I don't do, I never bash.
Yeah.
You're good. You're straight, man. But one thing about just the industry in itself, you have to be licensed to even help somebody with those different things, right? Because you're dealing with people's money, you're dealing with people's livelihood, different things like that. So in our business, you have to be licensed and educated in helping somebody get something that's almost worth, you know, hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars. Now, when it comes to like term policies, it's super important for people to have, because you know, unfortunately, a lot of people, I know people who didn't have money, didn't have it, or people who had a lot of money didn't have life insurance, period, because we're not properly educated. I think you kind of nailed it on the head. It's just like not enough people are properly educated, but there are just some people out there who are more money hungry rather than educated driven. Because just kind of like you said, like a lot of our people are starting to now get hip to it because it's on social media. But sometimes like people on social media don't give the full picture. So that's why I tell you, know, when me and Kerry sat down, I made sure that he really understood everything that comes to life insurance, right? The good, the bad, and different things like that, because people only get a picture of it just to get interested, but you need to sit down with a professional and see what actually works for you or what your goals are, right? Because I can never say there's a blanket statement where somebody, you know, oh, you can do infinite banking, but the person doesn't have good savings habits, so it doesn't make sense for them to,
right,
you know what I'm saying, to have that. Or somebody may, you know, may want to get this $1 million life insurance policy, but they don't need $1 million. So there's a lot of nuances and things like that, but this comes with education. So just to kind of speak on the life insurance aspects, it is a legit business. It is a great business to be into. I think that one of the biggest things to look for if somebody's even interested in going into that type of business is making sure that you're with the right people who really care for educating people first and really doing right by people. That's not like money driven, but more of, hey, how can I help you? How can I educate you the right way so we can really take care of people?
man. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good.
No, I was gonna say, brother, man, you know, on the front, you know, you guys don't see him like every day because y'all in Fort Worth, but I see him out here in these streets, bro. Like out here in the area, he's very active hustler. You know what I'm saying? He's about his business. I actually met him once, and then I met him again through my circle, you know, just doubling down because he works that much. Like, and that's a shout to your hustle, bro. Your hustle is crazy. Like, I see it. And I kind of want to speak to that real quick, just for the people out there that's like looking to maybe get into a new industry, looking to make some new money. Like, what kind of hustle has it taken? What kind of like mindset do you have going into every day to be able to, you know, get the word out about life insurance? Like, it's not a sexy job or topic to talk about. People are scared to talk about it, and you know, it's just like you are very energetic when you explain it, and you're very knowledgeable. So, like, what is it taking to kind of get to this point where you are today, and where you plan on taking it?
That's a good question. Well, I try to make life insurance sexy, man. So like that's the thing with it about it. People like it's like, oh, you know, it's life insurance. I try to make it fun, honestly, man. Like the reason why I got in this business is really to help people, right? Well, number one, when I first got into it, obviously I wanted to make money, right? Like everybody wants to do something just to make money. But when I really saw like literally someone like just that lady I told you about, her life got affected. Like she literally had cancer, and I was like, man, this is real. Like people's lives will get affected. And then the business that I'm in, that we had a conference, and there was somebody who was like kind of sharing a story of a young man who, you know, who got involved in the company, different things like that. He started getting his license and everything, 20-year-old guy, and he got a life insurance policy for like $200 a month. He's from like a Hispanic background. He got the life insurance policy, and his mom came and she found out, right? Now, again, people in our background, whether you're Black or Hispanic, look, listen, when you're life insurance and you paying how much? Yeah, scam.
Yeah.
Right? She literally just tried to discourage him to getting that policy because she felt like she was paying too much money. So, fast forward, time moves on, and they found out that her son passed away in his sleep, 20 years old. And it was crazy because, like one thing that people don't understand is just like, when it comes to life insurance, different things like that, parents or people just have a mindset of, it's a scam, you shouldn't have it, different things like that. But you have insurance on your phone.
Yep.
You have insurance on your car. You have insurance on literally everything that's literally a physical, but you pay $1,200 for a phone, but you don't have enough money to put it for your life. Yeah. So I think that's kind of crazy to me because like, man, like there's no other me, there's no other you. So why not insure the thing that's the most valuable asset, right? Yeah. So but I say all to say they found out, and then you would think that he canceled the policy because his mom pressured him. Well, next thing you know, she found out she got a check for $450,000. She was so grateful that he did not listen to his mom and he was able to get a life insurance policy that they were able to grieve without worrying about work.
Yeah.
Right. And again, I always try not to always talk about that aspect of, just kind of the mobility of it, but it's just the truth. It's just things that we do need to talk about, but people don't talk about it enough, especially in our community. I remember there was a video, I think back in when COVID was like at its highest, and there was a lot of, Black Lives Matter going on, people, our people were getting shot, different things like that. And there was a guy who said, can you imagine if every Black person in America had $500,000 life insurance? Do you still think they'll still kill us? And the person was like, no. Why? Because now these insurance companies are going to start stepping up because it's like, you are hurting our clients and we're going to make sure that you don't do that.
Now, I got a question for you real quick about that. This is just kind of thinking about that. I heard something about it being public ledger that the Federal Reserve gives, I guess, the most money to life insurance benefits or something like that. Is that true?
I'm not too sure on that. I'm not
you don't know
on Federal Reserves. I just know that insurance companies have a lot of money.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not going to go into like the names of different companies, but these insurance companies, a lot of them have been around for over hundreds of years. So if you think about it, they've been around for that long. They have a lot of money under management and assets. I think Ms. Lifter, you mentioned a company, Fidelity. That company has been around for a long time. They have billions of dollars in assets. It's an insurance company. So you got to think about these companies, like they make a lot of money. They know what to do with money. And people don't realize that even a lot of banks put their money in insurance companies because they know, hey, they give you guarantees, you're able to leverage that money tax-free. That's how banks put a lot of their money in insurance companies because, insurance companies got the most money. Mm-hmm. So there's different aspects about that, but just people just don't know about it. And I like to talk more about like how people can be able to, especially for kids. I don't know if you guys have, I know, Kerry, you have a daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even for kids, they're really great for kids because since kids are young with life insurance, the biggest thing we look at is your age and health. The younger somebody is, the healthier they are, the cheaper the insurance is. So for kids, it's amazing because having a child with a life insurance policy at a such a young age, the money's building interest over time. So by the time they're 18, they can have anywhere from tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars that they can use for school, they can use for their first car, for their first business, investment property, different things like that. Like I was thinking, man, imagine if my parents knew what I knew now and they got me a policy. I would not be working for nobody. I don't even know if we're on the phone, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it just comes from education and different things like that.
Yeah, and I think it's amazing that you're doing what you're doing, brother. Shout out to you because it's needed, man. And we really wanted to be able to bring this to the podcast because this helps people unlock light, financial security. Like being covered by money is so big, man. It's so big in this country. and our biggest investment is us. So I kind of wanted to, you know, we always ask, and we're gonna go through us all, man. It's like, how do you feel like, you know, today's day and age with what you do, and just kind of where you are personally, man, for our audience, how can they unlock that light within? And when we talk about that light, man, that's that wholeness of who you are that radiates from you. How can we unlock that light from within now at this moment in time, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things for me, I needed to find like one entrepreneurship. Are all y'all business owners?
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship is not a joke. Listen, they make it sound cute on Instagram, but let me tell you, it is not a joke. It's literally it's the hardest thing, but it's the most rewarding thing. It's hard because there's nobody else telling you what to do, but we're taught to listen, be obedient, work for the person, you get your check, different things like that. But when you start to run your own business, you have to manage yourself. You have to have a lot of discipline that people don't tell you about. And you have to raise up your identity. That's one of the biggest things for me that I had to learn quick. Is like, man, I'm somebody of value. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like a lot of the times I feel, especially I feel like a lot of men is just like sometimes they don't feel like they have value or different things like that because maybe they're not around the right people, or just kind of sometimes how we grew up. We're not taught, hey, you know, who we are, what we do, or what we can be, or you know, we don't live in the mindset of being in a dream state. Like, hey, you can travel the world, you can do the different things you really want to do. And for me, one, I had to be around the right circles. I'm so grateful for you know my mentors in business who kind of brought me in to kind of help me, you know, be where I'm at today. And you know, our goal is to kind of really take over the Central Texas area when it comes to really educating people about life insurance and retirement, because nobody's going to do it like us. I'll just be honest. There's nobody going to do it. Like our mindset is we are going to be the best because we are the best. God blessed us with this business, and there's nobody else, especially in our area, doing what we're doing, how we're doing it. So that's one, being in the right circles, making sure you got to find out who you are, what you want to do, who do you want to be. There's this book I recommend a lot of people to read by a guy named Patrick Bet-David. He has a book called Your Next 5 Moves. Really good book. Talks about, you know, who do you want to be? What's the next 5 steps that you want to do in your life? And it kind of gives you more clarity. Once you have clarity in your life, things start to go with speed. And just having the right people around you. So when adversity comes, you have people who still want to support you, different things like that. But even with that, having a strong mind in face of those adversities is what's also going to help you be able to overcome. So, you know, my philosophy, or just kind of like my thing about my business is, you know, I call it Overcomers United, because, you know, every day we have to overcome challenges, especially as men. We got to overcome a lot of stuff, especially what's going on in the world today. We got to overcome a lot of stuff.
Have to.
I mean, one thing I realized is that when we're united is when we can be able to overcome the most. You know, just literally having all of you guys here, and I love to get to know each one of you guys even more and different things like that. But getting to learn and build a relationship with one another and be able to have different things in common and learn from each other and be able to build more, we're able to overcome a lot more, be able to achieve more than just us doing it by ourselves. So that's just kind of the thing that I focused on, especially one, you know, my faith too. You know, I don't, you know, force my religion on anybody else, but you know, I really believe like God put me in this place, and there's a lot of things that I can't even take credit of that he did for me that I was able to do for other people, and I'll let him use me to be able to, you know, kind of effective like ministry, because there's a lot of people who need help today. So, but that's just a few things that I would say. So, you know, your faith, your circle, your mindset, and you know, just kind of just having the mentality of clarity.
100%. Well,
that's real.
That's real. I second all of that, because I think that that faith is big. I feel like that's what I felt when you were helping me. I could tell that you were definitely being a steward of the mission. So shout out to you, brother. And Jay Jones and Mr. Lift and Go, which I got for the folks.
I know Mr. had a question before. I meant to say something earlier, but I know he had a question before.
Yeah, Gary trying to cut us out. No, I'm just playing. I feel you got a question, DeMarcus? I was just going.
I got a bunch of questions. I would like to talk to him personally myself, but
We can set that up.
there's one thing that you said that I think we're getting better at, but we're trying to move too fast, and that's education. A lot of people want to be millionaires overnight, and the greed and the glitz and the glam of life. The education will suffice us for even longer. And like you said, we don't have the education. We run so fast when the people start talking about life insurance. And he explained it very well. He was like, you put insurance on your phone, you don't care what the price is. And then when your phone disappears or you lose it, break it, whatever, you're able to get another phone, you're able to reset, get your peace back, get your mind set right in the back same spot. We just don't put that same value on ourselves, man. And it's because of fear and being uneducated. Like all this information is flooding right now. People hear, "Ooh, life insurance, I can make a bunch of money off of it," and they don't even look at it as a whole sense. And then they get bits and pieces. They get burnt. They say one person can affect 30 people. You take that one person, he gets burnt, he affects 30 people. That person affects another 30. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at 100 people in a mere span of time, and nobody gets educated. Nobody gets life insurance. Nobody benefits off of it on both sides. Making the money, learning how to use the money, and if somebody gets ill, sick, or dies, like we don't benefit from either one of them. So, and like he said, I've read that before that large businesses use insurance to make money. I've read that before, so I just don't have enough education myself to not manipulate it, but to benefit from it. But I have life insurance, but I have life insurance the old-fashioned way, just as far as how you said death insurance. That's how I have it. I have it for if I die, that my wife and kids got something.
That's the same. I mean, I had it at like you said, I had it at my job, and I was like, "Oh, I'm good." And then I talked to my aunt, and she was like, "You gonna work there for the rest of your life?" I was like, "No." She was like, "So when you turn, let's say I work there till I'm 50." She was like, "You can pay $25, $30 right now, but you leave that job when you're 50, they're gonna charge you 67. You never know. It's gonna be a lot higher." So that's the reason I got life insurance. But like DeMarcus said, I just got it for the benefits of the people. Not really me. I didn't get it for me. I got it for the benefits of the people if something happened to me. But yeah, I have a $25,000 life insurance policy at my job, but you just never know. Come in a bad day, I don't want to work here anymore. I might. You never know. So I do have life insurance, but I do want to talk to you about how to benefit from that because I just got it for the people when I die. Not gonna lie.
And I real quick, I want to add that everybody, y'all can contact Aaron and get in contact with him, and he can help y'all out because he has great information. This is a bite-sized piece of a conversation that really laced me up on life insurance, very in depth. So you guys, he gonna give you his information. How can everybody reach you, Aaron, and social medias, email, whatever you want to share with the people?
Yeah, you can reach me on Instagram. It's Aaron AARON dot like a period then MPUTU. That's my last name. So that's on my Instagram, AARON dot MPUTU. And then on my Facebook, that's another good way to reach out to me too. Just Aaron Putu, just how you see it. And then I should be the first person pop up. If you don't see anybody who looks like me, some scam African dude that's not I know, you know what I'm saying?
You get no fake pages out there, brother. You get no fake pages out there.
Hey man, look, listen, man. Everybody trying to take the sauce, man. They can't get, you know what I'm saying? So,
there you go.
But no, that's the best way you guys can reach out to me. And then if you guys want more information and want to book an appointment, just send me a DM, and then we can definitely book something more one-on-one. And regardless if you get something or not, my biggest thing is education, because nobody else is really going to be able to educate the right way. I give you the good, bad, and the ugly about it, so you can kind of make the best decision for yourself.
It's Aaron Putu for y'all folks, and man, we appreciate everybody tapping in. Make sure y'all like and subscribe as always. BLI Podcast, new viewers come back. Old viewers, you know how we get down. We be back next week.
You already know it, or probably this week again.
Yeah, probably. You never know. We grinding, baby.
On the Thursday with the Cowboys and the Longhorns. Y'all want to see my setup? Let the people see your setup.
Let the people see your setup.
Let the people see my setup.
Let's see what you got going on.
Boom, boom. Right in
Yeah.
front of me. Boom,
Longhorns.
boom, right over there.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
this is a super fan right here.
Man,
And then he
I
on the
was so,
pot.
hey, if it wasn't Aaron, I got a lot of respect for you, homie. And I was like, man,
Yeah.
I want to hear this because Terry had talked me into logging in today. And I was like, watch today, Lord. Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
Aaron,
this
just
is
to
for the
show you
culture.
show you how good you are at what you just did. You made me miss a little bit of the game. I was like, wait, oh, what did he say? Hold on.
Right, I know. I was
Yeah.
kind of, you saw my head kind of, I'm trying to keep, I was like, hold on,
Yeah.
I'm going to listen.
You're both your eyes looking at the screen. At the same
Yeah,
time.
I tried not to. I'll be like, I hear him. I want to hear everything. But yeah, I want to tap in with you and get some more information because, like you said, this is just the tip of the iceberg today. So I kind of want to hear. I want to know. I'm like, DeMarcus, if you can teach me something, I'm listening. So
100%. That's what I'm here for.
Thank you for gracing the platform, brother. Thank you.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you guys. Keep doing what
Yes,
you're doing.
Yes, sir.
All right.